And today I wanted to just talk about it's not a planned topic. I haven't planned this video at all, but it's just something that's been on my mind, and I'd like to just say a few things about it because I don't think a lot of people talk about this. And what I want to talk about is bullying in the workplace. And I'm pretty sure we've all experienced some form of this in one way or another. And it's really my daxel, my I, why people who are in a position of power in the workplace feel that it's their duty even to crush the people below them. And I was thinking about this because I worked when I was living in the UK. I worked for a small design company. At the time, it was small, but it's quite big now. But one of the managing directors wanted to have a finger in every pie. She would lose her shit, and when I say lose her shit, she would walk through the office shrieking and screaming and yelling. And if you were at the receiving end of her wrath, she would humiliate you in front of the entire office, calling you stupid, but yelling, and not just calling you stupid, but you fucking stupid, that kind of shit. She would also, she would have control or access to everybody's emails. So she would go through everybody's office emails to see if there was anything mentioned about her in a negative way. And yeah, it got really bad, really, really bad. And to the point where our marketing manager, because I fell under the marketing department, the marketing manager would give us a heads up in the morning. He would say, "Oh, this lady she's not in, she woke up on the wrong side of the bed." Then you would know. And she would always be taking her wrath out for some odd reason on the marketing team. And the marketing manager would try his best to take the heat off us. But there's only so much you can do before, the heat really gets too much and it comes down on you. And we all walk through that ring of fire. And it's beyond me. I don't, I don't understand why people have to treat other people like this in the workplace. I mean, you've got enough stress and crap going on work wise. Why do you have to add to it? And I don't have a real answer to this because on one side, I was thinking that perhaps the bullies from school became bullies at work. Perhaps people who had come up through the ranks and were bullied, they think this is how you're supposed to be a manager, and that's what they do. Perhaps small business owners feel that the only way to control and look after the people who are working for them is actually to yell and scream and tell them how horrible they are. I've had things said to me throughout my working life, and I started working when I was 21, and I'm 49 now. So what makes that? That's 28 years of work. I've only had one experience which changed a lot of things for me in where I was felt like I was valued. I felt that I was heard. I was treated with respect and kindness. And that's out of how many jobs that I've had? One. One. It's so bizarre because it's varying degrees of abuse that happens in the workplace. And that's what the workplace bullying is. It's abuse. It's abusive. Um, I recently spoke to a young man who was considering ending his life purely because of the work situation he was in. And not because of the work itself. That was part of it because what you find in these toxic, abusive work environments is that they tend to push you and put a lot of pressure on you and pack more work on your shoulders than you can handle so that they can save a few bucks. And also the way he was treated and the way people spoke to him contributed to his feelings. And I've spoken to people who have, as a direct result of their workplace, and the toxicity of their workplace, and I'm one of those people who have fallen into depression or considered suicide because of their working conditions. Let that sink in for a bit. People who have contemplated ending their lives, and I'm one of them, because of their working conditions. And this is something that I can't understand. I can't understand why managers and directors and CEOs cannot treat staff, people who work for them, with kindness and respect. And that's Blossom. Because if you value your staff, oh dear, they're going to start off. Hey! Sorry. If you value your staff and you value their contribution, you pay them fairly. You don't look at them sideways when they've asked for a day off, because that's the thing as well. When you ask for time off, there's always why. When you take sick leave, in the one place I've worked at, when somebody took sick leave, they had COVID-19, and they were obviously taking a long time to recover because, long COVID doesn't, some people are affected differently. And every single day for a week, this woman got a phone call because she was off sick too long with COVID-19. I would like some ideas on how we can change this, because I think we can. When I have been in charge of people, I have found that talking to people with kindness and including them and getting their opinions, it makes a huge difference. We are adults. Why are we yelling at people? We are adults. Why are we being spiteful towards others in the workplace? We are adults, for God's sake. Why are we abusing and bullying our colleagues and the people who work with us? My gatse fucking daksel, rara. I don't understand it. I'd like to hear your thoughts on this. Please, because it does take an impact on the mental health of the person who's experiencing this. It creates an incredibly toxic environment. Surely people would be able to be more productive and to give more energy to a space that is welcoming and loving and kind and compassionate. Or am I just living a pipe dream here inside my head? Is it even possible? I'd like to hear your thoughts. I'd like to get your ideas. I'd like us to have a discussion about this, because today it's really touched me, this whole idea. I woke up with this idea in my head, and I was thinking back to the various jobs that I've had and how people have been abused by the people in power. I can't. So let's talk about this. Please leave your questions, your comments, your suggestions in the comments box or on my Facebook page, and let's talk about it.